Hello and welcome everyone to Cybercast episode 288, the Transformer Action Figure Podcast Show. Today I'm joined with Chris, Rick, and Ben. So I'll let them introduce themselves. Chris, why don't you kick it off, man?
Hi, you can find me in the UK. I'm known as Chris Barrett. I run a team called War Dogs Paintball. We shoot ourselves with paintball because we're dumb, but hi, yeah, that's me.
I'm Rick. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter as Shatrdglassjazz.
Right. I'm Ben. I am also known as PR, and I'm on Twitter as PR and YouTube as PR. So that's where you can find me.
And support, where can people find you, man?
Hey, you can find me here on YouTube as Sportimus, on Instagram and Twitter, and on Facebook as Sportimus Prime.
And you can find me, G1Xtron, on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook page is the G1Xtron. So, got a lot of stuff to go over today. We're going to talk a little bit about gargoyles because NECA got the license, how we feel about that, which kind of, I guess, Mount Rushmore you would want. You only get 4 more figures. Which characters do you want? And then we're going to do a Star Wars Trooper from the Black Series, kind of a tier list. I thought that'd be kind of fun. If you guys enjoy that, then I'll start doing other tier lists and we can start doing more rankums like that. And then we have all the stuff from, the Hasbro Fan Fest, if that's what it was called, or something. Yeah. Okay. And then we got, news on other stuff that's been, updated over the past couple of weeks. So I guess let's start off with the NECA, the gargoyles, and, Goliath first. I mean, I assume everyone in here has seen Gargoyles and was a pretty, like the show. What are your thoughts first? NECA getting the license. I mean, the sculpts and paint apps, that's never been NECA's problem. The problem is, will it stay in one piece for like a long period of time?
Well, that does kind of go back to the paint apps, because a lot of the times when I've had issues with a NECA figure, it's because they've made a joint and then they paint it all inside the joint, and that's what eventually breaks.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, I always say I love it. Actually, that means I hate it. When you get the ankles and you're like, man, these ankles are not moving, and you get them to move without actually breaking, and you discover it's because they just painted all over them. So now you got like different color where those joints are inside the ankle. So because it just rubs that paint off. It's like, how have y'all not figured out?
Mold them in color that they're supposed to be in. Yep.
I don't know.
I just had a quick brainstorm. I remember, if my memory serves correct, it was either last year or the year before that they made Crash Bandicoot figures. I bought it for my girlfriend for Christmas, and now what I'm coming to think of, I bought it from Toyz. That was the only time I ever bought a NECA figure. But I tried moving the ankles, and the ankles just completely split, and then I had to super glue that. So basically, backstory: prior to going on there, I said that never bought a NECA figure and don't know anything about them, and then just told all horror stories. But then also it fell off the shelf, his nose broke, and then at that point it's just bin. So how I feel about NECA having them.
I find it ironic that you bought a Crash Bandicoot and it fell off the shelf.
Ironically, yeah. Well, I put it onto it's like this little crappy like cardboard box. I mean, you could literally just go online and just like print something off yourself. But it was the novelty. It looked cool, but yeah.
What sucks about that is like your girlfriend sees you buying all these figures and Transformers and all this stuff all the time, looking nice. She probably thinks you bought her some like hand-me-down dollar store figure. Like
or try selling it. It's literally like, oh yeah, do you know what? Like this is basically like my life. I like collecting. This stuff is like the creme de la creme. So I really amped it up, and then it lasted 2 days and broke. So yeah, I thought maybe, just maybe I can get into collecting, and it just from that point I just destroyed the dreams. So
wow.
Yeah, I got some of the Pacific Rim figures that fell apart, and like alien figures. I got some when they started doing the old Kenner aliens, like the Scorpion alien and the Mantis alien and all that. I picked a few up, and like the tail broke off, and
jeez.
Yeah, I think you've all seen whenever I got the Krang, I just opened the tray from the box, and then the hand just flew across the room. It's because it had broke. I hadn't even disconnected it from the wires or anything. It just was a clean break, and the little peg was stuck in there. So I had to return it and just hope maybe Target will get a new one, and they happened to, so I was able to. And then I was like, how do you get the Krang in the android body? And they're like, oh, you have to remove these clips. And I'm like, dude, I ain't messing with it, dude. He's just gonna chill out here outside.
I saw so many cracked that little window he sits through with cracks in there because of how you have to pop them apart to get Krang in there.
I was like, I'm not doing it.
Yep.
I was like, I know what brand I bought. I ain't messing with it. This is my second Krang, so.
It's funny because I'm not someone who's had to handle a NECA product in a long time. It's been a long time. It's not that I don't like their licenses. I just have gotten lucky. But then this happened, and the Gargoyles Day happened. And for me, there's no other cartoon in the 90s that I love more than Gargoyles, and I go extremely deep. If we needed to do a list of 60 characters, I could give you 60 characters from that show. It's full of all the things that made me during the 90s. It's got a lot of Shakespearean stuff, mythology, Arthurian legend. It's got all the things. If you've ever at all been into literature, Gargoyles is your cartoon.
I think that's why it works so much.
And Michael Reeves wrote a lot of the episodes. So
we grew up with, like, it's the same as I'm a massive fan of, like, Dragon Ball Z, but a lot of the stuff is, like, say, talking about stories of David and Goliath, so whether you want to go from a biblical point of view or just a historical point of view, it's stuff we've always kind of been programmed into our brain, so you can always sort of put yourself and familiarize yourself with, like, those situations, and that's why your stories are just so great, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah. So, yeah, that day that they announced it, I think I was posting in the group chat, and then Josh had said, hey, I think Ben already said something too. And I looked over, and Ben was saying exactly what I was saying in the group chat. I'm like, yeah, we need to have him on, and let's talk about Gargoyles.
That was a monkey's paw wish right there. Like, I'd love to have some Gargoyles figures. Here you go, by NECA.
Yep.
Yeah, if only it was from Super 7 or something, but oh well.
Yep.
I mean, Super 7's got some minor issues too, but like I've been really happy with their turtles.
But not like NECA.
Yeah.
Their foot soldier.
They've got some issues. I had some paint rub on this last batch. I don't know if it was splinter. It could have been, but to be fair, and I don't know where you could. So I like to pose these guys out, even if I don't take pictures of it, which sometimes I just don't because I'm lazy and I won't post them. But I will be behind the scenes. I'm always like messing with this stuff. I'm always fiddling with them. And I remember that when I got the second series, one of them had a little bit of paint rub, and I think it was exactly what Sport was saying. It was at the ankle, I believe, somewhere in there. But overall, they've been really good. I still give them like a 9 out of 10, even though I had the paint rub on that one. But yeah, if they had them and they only did 4 per wave, I'd be okay with that, and I'd probably be on board for a pretty long time as long as the QC held up,
So we don't have to get into it much, but we were just kind of talking off air, like, well, what company would you want? You said Super 7. I'm like, well, I've had a couple of issues. Like, I got a couple of Master Universe figures that got some QC issues. Like Sorceress, she won't stand. Like one ankle is just completely gone. And then like, the Ninja Turtles, I had the foot soldier break, and so that put a bad taste in my mouth. But as far as how many figures I have of them, most of them stand up as far as quality. But we were talking Mattel, their last showing of DC stuff, like it didn't look that nice. Hasbro, Brooklyn's gonna be a Target exclusive. He's got red, so
pretty much.
It's like, hey, Hasbro, I like a lot of stuff you do, but God, man, like it's availability and being able to just go into the store and buy it,
Mm-hmm.
You got someone like Boss Fight Studio, and Mythic Legions isn't far off, So maybe they would be able to do something with it. It would definitely be a challenge. Maybe I definitely think the animation wise, Super 7 seems like the low hanging fruit. It seems like they could do it. They do a lot of that ultimate treatment. And I was saying before the show, one of the things I love about Gargoyles is they know how to do MacGuffins, and they had a ton of them. And I'll mention some of them when we do our tier, our top 4. But
I mean, I think, like I said, Super 7, I think if you're looking for animation accurate would be a good call. But the thing is, like, animation if you just look at the animation models for those things, like you're already kind of at a disadvantage no matter who does them because of the way their feet work. Like they're always kind of up on tiptoe anyway. So like, God, you're going to have to use the tail to balance it, especially with the NECA. That's ultimately what pushes me the worst off on the NECA. They got those giant wings that are one solid piece, and then they're doing the feet, and like you're going to have to use that tail. And do I trust the structural integrity of that tail to support Goliath with those giant wings for that long?
Yeah, I think I said 16-inch wingspan, 8 inches tall, and this is something Rick and I were talking. I was like, dude, I mean, let me see if I can even pull it up. But I was like, dude, those ankles gonna have to be strong. And he was like, oh man, it's gonna have to have the full support of that tail.
Well, they should be ratcheted at least. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's that. Just real quick, what we were kind of looking at. I was like, that ankle right there. Boy, those are gonna have to be strong.
Is there even a hinge there? That looks like the ankle's up above there, and then that down by the ball of the foot's just a solid piece.
This looks like it has a hinge right here.
Oh yeah, maybe in the middle.
So you have a couple places to get loose. You got there, the knee. You got 6 places, and then the tail as well, which is going to be probably thin. That's probably going to snap off somewhere around up here or behind his thigh.
Don't jinx it, man.
The thing is, like, even in that promo shot, like one of the wings is already drooping off the side. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess to move things along, let's get, I guess, your Mount Rushmore. I only have like one. Like if I could only have one, I'm like, dude, give me Demona. So that would be my main one. But also, like, I thought Brooklyn was cool. Hudson being the old guy, and then I guess it would be a toss-up for the other two. I don't know. They're always kind of kiddish. So, or maybe even a couple of the pack ones. What's the main one? I forget the Jaguar, the chick or hyena. I forget her name.
Oh, I can't even remember that.
There's a bunch.
There's Cowie. I was literally just watching that episode like in the last few months.
It's the one that she dated the main villain, Xanatar or whatever.
Yeah, and they all don't they? I think they transform like 3 times during the series, at least 3. Is it Fox? Fox is the love interest, right?
Yeah. So yeah, probably give me Demona, Fox, and the main chick. Is it Elisa or something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Give me the women. So.
I'm like trying to go through the list, and my mind's just gone through. I seen it like I said just off air. It's like I seen it a year ago. But then as soon as someone's asked me the question, my mind's just gone blank. But if I was to have any figure, as obviously as we're getting Goliath, but I'd really want Bronx because I'm a dog lover. So dogs are better than people. Just saying. So Bronx is definitely first. I'd really like Lexington, just because he was always the underdog for me. I remember like when I was really, really young. I'm the youngest out of 3 brothers, so I was really scrawny, and like my older brothers were larger in life, but he still managed to get the job done of whatever he needed to do. But it was that relationship with Bronx I really liked. Broadway because he's just kind of big and dopey, I guess. And probably Cold Stone. I really like Cold Stone. I think that would, as long as it's done right, but again, not so much NECA, but yeah, I'd love those ones.
Oh, what you got, Pia?
Oh, me? Like I said, if we're only getting 4 more, if we only gotten 4, I feel like you gotta have. It would even it up. You gotta have Xanatos and Demona. Like you want some of the iconic bad guys, which would take 2 slots. And if and then 2 more gargoyles, I would definitely go with Lexington. I agree with that. Like he was one of my favorite characters. Bronx almost made the list, but I think just for variety and looks and shape, I would also go with Hudson. would be I would do Xanatos and Demona for bad guys, and Hudson and Lexington over on the Gargoyles side. Although if it were just Gargoyles before they got into villains, I would do Lexington, Hudson, and Brooklyn.
Now, the Xanatos, do you want him in just all human form, or do you want him in his like metal gargoyle?
I was just gonna ask that. Yeah.
Well, see, again, we're talking about NECA making these, and if I had my druthers, it would be a company that would have him in his human form that you could snap the armor onto, like when he had that power armor stuff. That's what I would love to see. Again with NECA, do I just go with a? I feel like I would want just straight up human Xanatos before we got into anything crazy.
Yeah. Start with a core, at least, yeah.
Yeah.
It could be done, especially with the power armors. I remember there was a show years ago, whether anyone can remember, called Mummies Alive. You'd have the actual figure itself, but then you could put on the different armaments and the arms and whatever. So yeah, that could work.
Yeah, the Turtles did some stuff like that. What was another line? They had some of the Kenner Batman figures had, snap-on armor for the guys. I think you could do it. But
well, not so much the same, but Centurions, they had snap-on armor, but
those are coming back too.
Yep.
Well, the only out of my 4, I've got Demona. Obviously, is on there. She's the only gargoyle on my list. I've got Demona. And I went big with the little MacGuffins because I like the little accessories. Again, companies like Super 7, they really know what to do with the accessories. They give you a lot. That's why they call them ultimates. So I would want Demona to come with the Phoenix Gate because I felt like that was one of the best MacGuffins in the series and it allows you to time travel. So it's fun. But then I'd also want Macbeth because Demona and Macbeth were definitely tied together in the series. And he showed up a lot. I want my Xanatos, and again, I think the human Xanatos, what I'd like for him to come with the little robot head from when he was part of the pack. And I think the little robot head had spider legs at one point, so maybe it's little Xanatos head with the little spider stuff. But the one that I want the most is I want Puck, and I want him to come with the shackles and the mirror that he was tied to. I could go deep, but those are my 4. If I could only have 4 more, that's what I want.
If I got out of the Gargoyles, Puck would be very, very high on that list.
Yeah, such a good character.
Nice.
What you got, Sport? And then I'm gonna read some of the chat.
For me, I really want the Gargoyles, so it would be Brooklyn, Bronx, Lexington, and Demona. I'm really into the Gargoyle side, and everything else is just gravy for me.
Oh, you're leaving out Hudson because he's old?
Brooklyn,
you don't like old people?
I like Hudson. He's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with him. It's just if I had my choice, I would still get him, but he's not my favorite.
Well, I hope that they do Demona. I think we all said Demona.
Demona, so. Yeah. I had to have her in there. So
if NECA's just here's Goliath and then here's Demona, and hey, we're just not going to do it. These things are just too hard, and we get too many. Well, they get QC complaints all the time. They just block people, so that's not going to bother them or faze them. But if BBTS and Entertainment and those companies start being like, we got a ton of returns here, then maybe they stop them. So I would be happy with just those 2.
I think the biggest missing thing from what we've seen so far is how do you not, at least even if it's a fixed piece, how do you not have a piece to let them display the wing capes with the wings folded down?
Yeah,
that seems like a knockout of the park, and I don't know why they didn't include that.
That's the majority of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a challenge. I think this is a line that's a challenge. We've already stated at least 2 or 3 challenges to this line outside of NECA's, breakage and stuff.
Because they're gonna sell it to you again, but with the cape version. Because we are talking about NECA. Anytime we're like, why don't they do this? Oh yeah, it's NECA.
Yeah, they should love it. I mean,
NECA,
yeah,
actually,
they got you could just stone statue them all.
Yeah,
and if it breaks, you're like, that's authentic to the show.
Yeah,
so it's perfect. NECA should love it. I think it's all going to hinge on how well Goliath does.
Who owns NECA? Is it an American company? Is it Asian or?
Pretty sure it's NECA. I'm pretty sure it's American. It's
New Jersey based, I think. Yeah.
Mm.
It's like National Entertainment Collectibles Association or something like that. It's like it's really the question is what else does NECA own, because they own like everything.
Non-durable goods.
That's not Hasbro. But,
they are listed as non-durable goods company. Yeah. That's actually true. They really are. That's true.
All right, so we got Toy Mafia, Cameron in the chat, Legionardo, Daltonian said Demona, Brooklyn, Xanatos, and Detective Mazza. Is that how you say him? Then he says a separate release of Brooklyn with the motorcycle would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. I like that.
And we know they've done motorcycles before as well. So, and then Legionardo says an armor Xanatos. So is what he'd like. All right, we're going to do this group tier list. And look, I set this sucker up. So, starting off, the Stormtrooper, just Empire Stormtrooper. I put them at A. S tier, I figured that's reserved for only 3 guys. Yep. And then the rest go from A, B, C, and D. So we're going full helmet and armor. What you think looks, the best? Does anyone want to move him lower or higher?
We'll keep him. I mean, it's a solid day. It's classic. I think it deserves it. We can move it later if needs be.
Yeah. So you've done these tier lists before, then.
Yeah.
Clone Trooper version 1. I put this guy at D.
Me too. That's what I did.
I did too. I have him at D.
Me too.
Ben, you okay with all these?
Yeah, well, yeah, Stormtrooper at A, I absolutely agree with, and Clone Trooper, depending on my mood, could tip up into C, but I think that's about right.
Okay, yeah, we can go through and put them in, and then we can address each row, hey, do we go up and down from there? So you can kind of see the full layout at that point. Clone Trooper version 2, I also put it D. Were y'all?
That's what I did.
I have it at C, but I'm okay with D.
Yeah,
actually, they did pretty well.
You want to put it C?
Yeah, I put it at C. They did pretty well against the droids.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel like that one was a tier above the first version.
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
All right, we got the Empire TIE Fighter. I put this guy at B.
Really?
No,
wow.
I put him in B because I think the Empire trusts them in their training to handle expensive equipment.
Oh, we're just talking about how cool they look, man.
Oh, yeah. All right. I thought they looked cool too.
Yeah, I think he looks cool. That's why I put him at B.
I mean, the accessory looks cool, but the only thing that kind of puts me off is just it's lacking paint apps. But I'm needy. I'm British, so But yeah, maybe B. B if I'm drunk. C on a normal day. We'll go with that.
Okay, Rick and Ben, where do y'all feel?
I think that's good. I like the TIE Fighter designs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Biker Scout. I put this guy at S tier. This is my first.
All right, cool. We're good. We're friends.
S tier. Yeah.
I put him at A tier, but S tier is fine. Yeah.
The Biker Scout's probably one of my favorite armor designs.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
It was just well designed, man.
The First Order Trooper, just the regular Trooper. I put him at A.
I put him at A.
You did.
I put him at D because he looks like a duck. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I like the design, the helmet design.
It's okay, but
I think if you got the original Stormtrooper at A, it's kind of an upgraded design to that, and I think I can see that staying on the same tier.
I can see that.
Okay. First Order TIE Pilot. I actually put this guy at A. I think it looks better than the Empire one. The helmet looks better too, and he's got a little bit, his little bit. What is it? Baggier parachute looking pants. I just think he looks cooler, and he's kind of got a little visor on top of his helmet as well.
Oh no, okay. I looked it up real quick to remind myself what it looked like. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I'm okay with it. I had him at B, but no big deal.
I had him at B.
My A is a stiff competition. Looking at my
same
list.
here.
That's why I had him lower.
Okay. The Snow Trooper. This is first order. Again, Snow Trooper. I put this one at B.
Me too.
I did too. Me too. I don't like. Maybe I'm comparing it too much to the Hoth, the Empire stuff, but I didn't like it either.
We good with that one? His helmet isn't as cool.
Like middle of the road. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flame Trooper. I put it at C. I could even go down to D if you wanted, but I personally don't think he goes above C for me.
I'm fine with C or D.
Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah.
This one is the Death Trooper. I put it at A, but I could go B if everyone.
Yeah, I was going to say like you'd have to be like minimum B, but a comfortable A. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely an A for me.
I have him at B, but A is fine with me too.
Ben, you're the final call. A or B?
Yeah, no, I'm good with that one.
A, okay.
Yeah.
Scarif Trooper. This is my other S tier.
He's an S tier.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, that's man.
This is basically
He's
like
really
the new.
good.
He's like when we had the old Empire stuff. It was like Biker Scout looks just hands down better than everyone else.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's like with the new stuff, you're like, Scarif looks just hands down better than he's the new Biker Scout. So.
Yeah.
All right. Nobody's got him like below S. They are below A.
And also, I'm like, oh man, what if I have like the bad opinions? And like, here's another one of my favorites going right up to S. Okay, great, we're good. Do not care about anything else.
The AT-AT pilot, I had it at C. I could go B if y'all wanted. I think he at least gets C, but
yeah, I'd say minimum.
I think C's solid.
I had him at B, but I'm okay with C.
C sounds reasonable to me, just because it's very forgettable. So it's like, meh.
Okay, this one might be where I lose you guys. Hover tank pilot, I put it A. I think he looks awesome.
He was my B.
I would put him a minimum B, but I wouldn't put him I don't know. I think B is where he lives for me.
Yeah, me too.
To me, like I would like. Okay, what do you want to do with him, Ben? Because I would actually like him better than Death Trooper, me personally.
I was about to say for him, I would have him looking at him now. He's straddling right that line between A and B. Like I don't think he's S tier, but like I definitely love that helmet design.
The helmet design, and also this is what I looked at whenever I saw him. I'm like, you see the Biker Scout, he's got the armor for the boots, and then like the black and the thighs, and then the armor up top.
Yeah.
And kind of a real cool looking helmet. Same with the Scarif Trooper, armor down at the shins, and then at the thighs you have the pants, and then armor up top, and kind of a real streamlined looking helmet. And that's what the Hover Tank Trooper did to me. So I was like, hey, he's gonna go A because he's not gonna take that last S tier spot.
Right.
But what do y'all want me to do with them? Have we
you can
convinced
keep
you
an
to
A,
go
or you can
A?
balance B.
A or B. Yeah.
I still say B.
Me too.
Okay, like I said, I'd be okay with him in A, like because I consider him like right there along that line, but definitely like a high B if he's in the B. But like I'm fine with him sitting in B.
Chris, you got to weigh in. You're the deciding factor.
We'll
No
come
pressure.
back to him in the end. Like we might do a swap. Like
that's
I'll
true.
vote for a possible swap.
Snow Trooper. You're not gonna like this one. I put him at C, but I could go B if you wanted. But
that's right. I had him at C.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah,
I have him at B.
you have him at B. So I had him at C.
Me too. I have him at C too.
2 C's, 1 B.
That's another one that I think would be. I could see him in B, but I feel like he's more solid, more of a high C than a B.
Yeah, because now if we've got the Hover Tank Trooper in B, then I definitely think he's way better looking than.
Yeah, I mean, if you move Snow Trooper into B, then Hover Tank Trooper goes up a notch.
Right.
That's true. I'm good with that.
Okay. All right, and from Solo, the Range Trooper. Man, I threw this guy in D.
Yeah,
Okay,
I did too.
This one I've got. We got a weird curve because I have the Range Trooper from Solo, right? Range Trooper with the fur on the back.
Yeah.
I have him as A.
Wow.
Whoa.
Actually,
you're off the show, Rick.
I actually have 6 of the Black Series, and I have 8 of the small ones.
I respect your opinion. I can see where that would appeal to somebody, but that somebody is not me. Like I wouldn't put them all the way up in A.
Let's leave down here for. Okay, so the next one would be the Patrol Trooper from Solo. Again, armored shins, black pants, armor up top, and then he looks like similar to a Stormtrooper helmet. I put this guy at A, but Rick saying B.
I think B's probably more solidly where I'd put that.
Yeah, me too. That's
right.
Again, I think he looks
more
better
solid
than
fit. Versus if you put him at A, it's like a scraping, but then like it's a definite B. It's like no, like that's fair. He's not like overachieving. Like that's comfortable.
All right, let's go to the Sith Trooper. I have this guy at C. I could even go D if you wanted.
No, I'm with you on that one.
I have C for him.
That's 3 C's. Okay.
I had him at A, but I understand the C.
Okay. Wow. Here's another.
I liked him.
Chris, I mean, do you want to say?
The thing is, I like almost all of them. To be fair, but it's it's a stiff competition type thing, you know.
Yeah.
Jet Trooper. I had this guy at D. I think his helmet looks stupid.
Yeah.
I think he looks.
I have him at D.
All over.
Stupid all over. Yeah, I have him at D too. So
same here.
Yeah, solid. That's a solid D. I can get behind that.
Also the way they introduce them into the movie. Oh, they can fly now. They can fly. They just say it like 4 times. Like everyone on the little ship has got to say they can fly now. I'm like, oh man. Purge Trooper. I originally was going to put this guy at A. I can go B.
I put him at B only because of trying to keep S to 3, and then my A was kind of hard too. My A was real tough, so I could go B or A.
Same here.
I
personally we'll make.
It's a good armor. It's a good armor. I mean, it has a lot of impact. You know. Looking at it in the game and how it's introduced and stuff, it's pretty impactful.
I'm not super familiar with it. I'm looking at it. And I'm like, it looks cool, but then I think about like, what do we have in A? Do I feel like that's as iconic a look as everything we've got in A right now? And I don't think it reaches quite that standard.
Yeah, he's sitting firmly at B, but I'm okay with. I say B minimum though.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm with Ben on that.
I'm good with B because like out of any of the. We'll circle back through it once we get them all in there. The last one that we hadn't talked about is the Mountain Trooper that was a Target exclusive, but it was also part of a 3-pack for the Disney store. I put this guy in S. I think he looks awesome looking. This is where I had him.
I would put him minimum B, but I could be talked into A.
Let's see. I could even. Where is that? Where is the Range Trooper? Here it is. This is it right here. That's the Range Trooper. I'm like, again, I don't know what it is. Like, if they got the armor right here and then the pants, so they can move around well, and then the armor piece, and then the helmet, I think looks awesome too. So
I think it looks really kind of appeals quite a bit. B on A.
I think it looks cool. I don't know if I don't feel it the same way I feel the Biker Scout and Scarif Trooper.
Same here. Yeah.
Thinking A then? A?
Yeah.
All right, last one. Range Trooper from Solo. I had this guy at D.
See, I didn't like anything from Solo.
Yeah,
so anything from that is basically a D for me anyway.
Yeah, same here.
This is the guy that Rick had at A, though, guys.
Range Trooper. Yeah, I had him at A. What about the Shock Trooper?
Oh, I love the Shock Trooper.
Like there's only 2 or 3 that I feel like should be on the list that we don't have.
Oh yeah, there were a couple that I left out, and the Shock was one of them.
And the Arc Trooper.
Trooper, like Rex and Fives and Echo.
The Arc Troopers,
I feel like that. The ARC Troopers for me are up there with the Shore Trooper and the Biker Scout. They're either S or A because,
All right, so the 2 that we have an S, they're good, right? No one says that they should go lower.
Yeah, no, I got no problems with those.
They look awesome.
Okay, so here's how we can look at it. Is now that we've put all these here, like, do you think that one of the B's should go to A, or maybe one of the A's go to B? I think still the Hover Tank Trooper. I would put it in A before I would put the Death Trooper in A.
See, I feel guilty.
I feel the strongest about the Hover Tank Trooper here, and here he is.
Like I said, he was the one that I had floating between like high B. So like if you wanted to pump him up into A, like I wouldn't be offended if that's where he ended up at all.
And everybody knows what the Death Trooper looks like. Do y'all feel good at him at A?
Yeah.
No problem there. He's cool.
Yeah.
They're lanky and creepy. I like them.
I'm trying to think of it as like if I was to collect these and have them on the shelf, what would I try and build as a kind of scene? I think just having like the classic one, the original Stormtrooper at S, just because if I don't, I feel like it's on like my missus or something. I feel like I've done dirty.
I can absolutely see the argument for that because I mean that's the original iconic. What everything else is a variation of.
Yep.
The problem is if I feel guilty, but then if I have a S, I have doubt in my mind. It's like definitely A, but like S is like could maybe.
Yeah, the issue with that is like I can see a case for putting the original Stormtrooper in S just for the iconicness of it. But at the same time, if I look at a Stormtrooper and a Biker Scout next to each other, Biker Scout flat out wins. Like there is a very clear delineation between
this. Is the thing.
Yeah,
blows it away.
I mean, you could even do it like this because this is the way I think. Because I do in 501st, so I've got the 1/1 scale Kylo Ren, and I'm like, if I had room for just 2 troopers, and we had the Imperial Stormtrooper, the Scarif Trooper, and the Biker Scout in S tier, and it's like you can only build 2 armors. Dude, I'm not even thinking about the Stormtrooper armor. Like, that's what makes these guys S tier. It's like, dude, like, there's nostalgia there, but bro, these look the best.
Yeah, I mean, I can see you move Stormtrooper into S tier and then move Biker Scout into the super secret SS tier, like way up above everybody else. Is where
he's in his own. Yeah, I agree with that.
I want to say just double S tier, but then you're starting to get into some the terminology is bad, but like
super S tier.
Yeah, secret S tier, just above S tier.
Yeah.
I'm actually really good with the way this is. If y'all want to save. I'll do that later. But let's see.
Let's get into some robots.
There are plenty of them.
There's a couple, yeah.
Forgot to set this up.
No Sand Trooper love, huh? All right.
I didn't know that list. They're all in there.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't do all the different repaints. Like I saw someone, they were doing a ranking list, and they ended up like, here's my top 20, and they ended up naming like 15 stormtroopers that were just like, oh, here's like the sand stormtrooper, and I'm like, that's not the way I want to do it. So
I will say I would rate the Sand Trooper Commander with the orange pauldron slightly above just the standard Stormtrooper. I just think that looks a little cooler, but I don't know if I'd pump it up a whole tier.
All right, getting into our Transformer stuff. Get your little sound wave. I'm just gonna skim through these pictures. We can just kind of, because we've all seen it. You can kind of get into the stuff that you liked, some of the stuff you didn't like. I guess your overall impressions of it.
Like
That just looks fantastic.
Glad they're doing the Scorponaut.
Yeah. With a
I wish
little
Dracodon was not quite as green if they were going to go for a repaint, but
I'm trying to put my mind is like I'm not a massive Beast Wars fan, and this confuses the hell out of me. Is that Scorponok and not whatever? But it's just aesthetic-wise, it looks good. But the only thing is I keep thinking of because I've seen the original toy, so how this toy is whether it has the gimmick to do the spiky thingy.
Oh.
I don't think it has a gimmick. It's a deluxe, so it's probably just what you see there. It's posable, but I don't think it has like the Cyber Bee is there, but it doesn't launch out. You can swap them out. So
it's because it's that weird like what's that purple thing in like mid tail?
You don't want to know.
Oh god.
Dalton says like the Scorponaut, but not loving the super realistic beast mode head.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people complain about that.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean,
doesn't bother me.
Doesn't blow me away.
This is
How do you guys feel about these fossilizers now that we know that you can, combine them into a giant fossilizer, or like, do you care that they're taking up spots in what could be other main character, or do you like the gimmick stuff? How do you guys feel?
I like the gimmick stuff. I wish they weren't bones. Like,
yeah,
they're still fun. They're still fun, but I like, even if they weren't, the Dinobots, like I would have liked, give me a pterodactyl transformer, give me a Triceratops or Styracosaurus, like as a dinosaur, not just bones.
Yeah,
they're fun. Don't get me wrong, but I would have preferred actual dinosaurs.
It works better when you're talking about like Cog or Six Gun, but when you're going into this, it's kind of just trying to carry on that gimmick, I guess. It's got the play factor. I mean, for kids, yeah, I'm sure they'd love it, but it's an easy pass for me.
See, I watched this with my kid, and he's seen some. I have two of them. I don't have all of them yet, but I have two of them, I think. And he doesn't like them. Like when they showed tracks in the flying car mode and all that stuff, he's like, "No, that's what I'm talking about." It sounded like, he's seen some of mine, and he knows like what it can be, and he didn't really go to that. And I think it was meant for kids. I think that the idea of digging up fossils and some of that toy stuff that's out there feels like it was maybe aimed at kids a little bit.
Well, what size are those fossilizers?
They're deluxes, except for like that's the thing. Vertebrake and Dracodon are like they're also bones, but they don't break into anything. They transform.
Right.
Like that one bugs me the most. I think.
Yeah.
Like the bones, I at least get as breaking up and becoming weapons and armor for the other guys.
Right.
But why make a transformer that doesn't break apart and is just a transformer, but it's bones and not an actual dinosaur?
Dalton says he cares about them taking up spots. They could have been G1 figures. That's what I'm talking about, Dalton.
That's right. Dalton's finally getting it.
I agree that it could have been Pterosaur and Fire Ant Inferno, and I would have liked to have seen more of the actual Beast Wars guys if they were going to lean into Beast Wars.
Yeah. I would love a Pterosaur and an Inferno.
Slapdash could have been Joyride. I mean, there's a few that that are left out there that we've brought up a few times on the show.
Trax looks good though.
Trax does look
amazing.
Yeah. You see what I'm seeing, Rick? You see what I'm seeing?
I see those rims. I mean, and this is one of those characters where you really need to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks delicious.
I still think Rodimus needs it too just because. But yeah, that car mode on Trax, I especially love the front end of this car.
Yeah.
I think that this looks better than the ones that I have. A lot of times I'm always thinking about that because we've been collecting so long. I'm always like, is this one better than some of the other ones that we've gotten? And I think this one is.
This one's better than the Generations one. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the Trax they pulled off really well. And the fact that it's got its little wing mode thing stuff. So.
Mm-hmm.
Is it every angle of shot that I'm getting though that it looks like his like little midsection is like real stubby looking? because I see the knees are bent and stuff, but like I can't.
That one don't look too bad.
Yeah, I think it's okay until you get it in hand. Sometimes you never know how it's going to really.
Right.
Pictures.
And some of the other
sometimes
shots
work
show that backpack can kind of collapse down a little bit more too. So maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Remember interns.
Yeah. Look at that. See, that looks great.
Oh yeah.
No
pegs sticking out in the middle of the rim. The rims are
it's like
painted.
No clips.
Anybody that lived through the late 70s, early 80s, it looks like those muscle car posters that you would see at like your friend's older brother's place, where they play pool. That would be like hanging up as a poster.
I'm gonna get this guy, but I don't feel like that one's better than the Thrilling 30 one we got.
It's right. It's too similar, and I think that's purely why it's an easy pass. It's just.
That was my question.
I'm going to get him, and the one thing they could do is like there was the way the hips worked on the Thrilling 30 could have been better. If they improved that, that's something. But I just feel like I don't know that there's anything else that this thing is doing better than what we've already got.
I think it's too soon from the Thrilling 30 to like this. It's like how comparing this to the original Beast Wars toys. Like it's a lot of time that's gone by, and engineering's obviously changed. But in like the last 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, or however long it's been. There's not.
I mean, like Cheetor and Dinobot were definite improvements over the last versions of those we got.
Easily, yeah. But how much of an improvement is this one compared to the Thrilling 30? I mean, I was looking at mine last night, and I see the differences, but is it enough? There's more detail in this one, though, a little bit. But
I mean, the thing is, I have the Thrilling 30 sitting with all of my Kingdom figures in the kitchen, and like. He looks perfect with them. I don't know if this one's going to look better than what I've already got sitting in there.
Sometimes like older is better. Like I remember in Thrilling 30,
we had texture like on the old one. I have the old one. What's the texture like on that old one? Is there texture? I can't remember.
There's some texture to it. It doesn't look as defined as what we're seeing here on this Rhinox, like up on the shoulders. But
but there's enough texture at least.
Yeah.
The only issue with the older Rhinox in the Rhino mode is there's no posability. He's sort of a brick.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much we got here on this one either.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about is how much were we getting out of this one. Yeah.
All right. Time to talk about the main guy.
But it looks good.
There we go.
Ooh.
Except
not masterpiece, but it's building there, Josh. It's getting there.
I'm just saying. I know I said this last week. Like, hey, I'm glad you painted the little rims here, the silver. That looks really nice. But come on, man. How much you charging me for this? You couldn't give me a chain?
Yeah.
Nothing Hobby Lobby can't fix.
No, I'm gonna have to cut that sucker and get it.
He looks much less stumpy in these pictures.
Yeah.
Than some of the early shots we got. And some of that was just because those first shots were on a black background, so those toes just kind of disappeared.
Yeah. The only thing I wish they would stop is the battle damage look. I wish this guy was clean, but I still like him.
Yeah.
Somebody who has this and Unicron says that like there's not any way to attach those ships to the base that Unicron came with. Like there's no hole on it that fits. I'm like, then why did you give us mini ships with it?
Yeah.
We talked about this last week as well. It's like Galvatron doesn't need guns.
Right.
For one. And then second, you're like, well, it's going to be the ships. Well, he didn't have two of them. He had one, and it was purple. So if you're going to do it, why didn't you mold it in purple? Like, there's mistakes all around for this. And now you're talking about the Unicron thing. I didn't even know about that it can't even connect to that. And just
there was
opportunities all over the place.
Hints that was going to be something to help fill out that stand, because there's lots of little slots for more of those micro figures, and then you only got the Autobot shuttle, and they were saying that like we might get a figure down the line that has a little Quintesson ship that fits on that stand, and there was rumors that these little mini Revenges that were coming with him were going to be the the ones that went with the Unicron as a tie-in, and then they just didn't.
That's a bummer. But I'm hoping for a G1 toy repaint.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Oh yeah, looks much better without those little guns on the side.
Yeah.
Josh, I think the MP is coming because I think the reason the cell shading battle damage look is on this is to make sure that the MP really stands out as the supreme clean leader.
Look, and I also said this, that if you think about it, because you're getting a G1 MP Galvatron, because every single year that you've got a Masterpiece Optimus Prime, you also got one at regular retail. So you're getting a Galvatron at regular retail, which means you're getting your Masterpiece.
Here's hoping.
You can see,
here's hoping, but I mean, like, we got a
see
retail
how I got
Galvatron
there, right? You can see how I got to that place, right?
Yeah, now I
Question is,
can.
how expensive are they going to be? Because, like, the price are just going... I know, like, people complain about, like, Unicron's price, but it's like, yeah, well, do you know what? These MPs, especially, like, Optimus, weren't far off in price.
Yeah.
And now they got MPs for lazy people too that are like, I like Transformers, but I don't want to transform them. You know, if only it could do it itself. So.
Yeah, they do.
What did you guys think of? I think that kind of the arc. I was like, oh, that's a kind of a cool little novelty thing. But like, I passed on this. I'm like, the arc, it never transformed.
If I had a diorama,
It's
yes.
fun. I mean, it's fun. If you're a deep Transformers collector, there's a place for it. I think that it has a hard time as far as being like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever, because it's sandwiched kind of along the same places. We just got that Scorponok, which is like out of the park, a home run.
Scorponok's fantastic.
And we just got Unicron, which is like so big that it's ridiculous. I mean, it's awesome, but it's also like this giant thing that everybody is trying to figure out where to put it. So it's kind of funny too.
I'll tell you right now, if you gave me Mainframe as in a package by himself that turns into Teletran 1 with the golden discs, I would have no use for the Arc.
Totally, I would absolutely. I'm there with you.
You think they'll sell this later on its own?
I doubt it. I'm just saying, if they did, like the Arc's a neat concept, but I like it for what they included in it, which is this Mainframe and the golden discs. I don't need a transforming Arc.
But they might make a repaint of that Mainframe, maybe a Decepticon version.
That would be cool. But I want it as Teletran 1. Like, give me a Teletran 1, and I can find a way to use that.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going to put an Arc that's not in spaceship mode. And
I think it makes sense because it's leaning on that, and it's leaning on the accessories to kind of help you make that decision. It is leaning on it.
Just make a hole in the wall and stick it in there. Yeah.
Dude, that's $160 deluxe right there. What I see.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
We're the start of our own.
If you're collecting Beast Wars, if you're collecting all the Beast Wars, you're going to want those golden discs.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what miffed me the most about it. Like, putting the golden discs in the $150 figure that I don't otherwise really need.
Yeah, instead of with Dinobot or Megatron. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Dinobot should have had them. Yeah.
So Rick, I think you mentioned this. You're like all that, and then like the back of it's hollow right here.
No, it's the side of the
scoops
back
on the side.
Legs. Yeah. If you get a picture where it shows it, where you can see the whole side. See if there's
from the front. Right there. That big gap.
Okay.
The shuttle bay.
This looks like that might be. Is that translucent plastic there to like show through light? Maybe for the windows. I don't know, or is it
just?
I think it's just hollow.
It looks incomplete to me, and my only thing is it's the top of it's the best ship in the fleet, right? And I was telling in the chat, people were getting mad at me. I was like, the bearer of the Matrix, he's in that ship usually. So anyway, I think that part bothered me. That it is, I'm okay with hollow on some Transformers. It is part of 2021. I get it, but on the Arc, if you're gonna do it, would it take a whole lot to have something to cover that up? Not really.
And if you look at robot mode, it doesn't look like there's really a whole lot to the transformation. I mean, you can see it right here. Those are the legs pulling out, and those are the arms.
Yeah.
My biggest problem with this, I guess, like since I started like really collecting back in like Energon when I had Omega Supreme or whatnot, bigger robots are always better. But looking at it now, is years later, I'm starting to regret wanting bigger robots because lack of room. And if we get a broadside after this or whatnot, it's like, I don't know. I think I'm going to close my mouth and not ask for bigger robots anymore because I need more house. Not more
I've been
space,
getting
more house.
into a lot of the little third-party Legends class dudes because they're doing some neat stuff with them and they don't take up nearly as much room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great point. It's hard because it's like you want all this stuff. Like that Unicron is something that's been on my want list, like a nice Unicron. And I had the Studio Cell, but I wanted a planet mode, and Studio Cell is just it's the transformation is just complicated. I feel like I'm going to break it. This Unicron is not so bad. The transformation's not bad, but the planet mode is just so big. Yeah. It makes for a cool display for when you get your sweeps to go with your new Studio Series Scourge and Cyclonus and Galvatron. You can literally recreate the movie poster. And to Ben's point, the Legend stuff that they've been doing works really well with Unicron. Yeah. I regret not getting all of the small guys because Unicron is such a Dio piece.
Well,
he's great.
You still can get him.
Yeah, you could, but yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're pricey.
And just go back. How much is this guy?
Again?
$80. Yeah.
Look at those rims, man.
Oh.
And whatever this is smoke. Like, get that out of here, okay? Paint the rims.
Paint that rim. I agree with that. Yeah.
The thing I get with this is we just got the Studio Series Hot Rod. And I would have liked to have seen either something more like DX9's version of it, where the whole thing becomes Rodimus Prime to make a bigger figure, or have this integrate a little better with the trailer. Like the way it sticks out, if it could slide back just a little further, I'd be happier. Like just the way it sticks out so far from that. Like it feels like that cap with the wings should lift up and come forward a little bit more closer to the canopy and allow that to sit a little further back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder if the same people worked on, I want to know who worked on the Hot Rod. I haven't looked into it, but that Studio Series Hot Rod, who worked on that and who worked on this? I would like to have given that project to the same dude as a big picture project. Here's A and here's B. Let's figure out how it all works together, just play-wise.
This is neat, but I still feel like the Power of the Primes version did it better.
Yeah, and that hadn't been that long ago. It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, and the smokestacks being disconnected kind of bugs me too. To make room for that wing.
Yeah. Arturo says he's got his silver Sharpie ready for those rims. So
a brand new one, right? Yeah,
it's a lot more than. It's a lot more than
looking
just
forward
a few
to
teeth.
Unicron is I'm sharpieing the crap out of that when I get it, because as I do to most of my stuff.
This is just wasted spots, man. Could have been G1.
I actually like this guy. And one, because like my biggest regret about when they released Ractonite was that I'm like, why is it not a Triceratops? And so they finally did that. And I like the orange. I'm easy to please.
And then the blur.
All right. I'm probably the only one, but I'm so excited for this. This is one of the times I yelped like a dog during the.
I like the logo. I'm down for the concept. I wish I feel like I don't wish that this was the showcase first one.
The first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the original SG set, he's definitely not the best of the 4 or 5.
Oh right? Yeah, I guess they already did put out that Prime and Ratchet set, didn't they? But like for the standalone line, I feel like they could have chosen a better showcase character to kick it off with.
Yeah, there's just
more than one ready to show as well.
Yeah.
Yes, story-wise, if they're going to do something with that and have some writers on it and going back into the SG world, I feel like they should have shown maybe here's the one that's ready for pre-order and here's the second one that's going to be ready in a few months or something.
Right.
And then here's your self-transforming Optimus Prime.
$700.
I heard about this. Isn't it like those when you go into like Japan and you got like the little tiny robots that fight each other? Isn't it essentially that?
No, it's there've been versions of this floating around from the company that makes this one, and then Hasbro licensed it so they could make an Optimus Prime version. But from a technological standpoint, I think it's neat. I just don't know that I need it.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Like, it's cool. Like, my kid and I both, our mouths were dropping looking at this, and wow, that's really cool. But the thing is, it's sort of like, what lessons have I learned in the last decade? I've learned that sometimes tech gadgets that kind of border on the toy world aren't for me, because I end up throwing them away later. And I think about, like, I love the Spiro BB-8, and I like Star Wars. It was cool, but a year after I got it, I was done with it. And so I know that it's not for me, but I could see where other people who are tech and toy savvy are into it a lot. I could see where it would appeal to.
It seems like one of those things that, like, I'll just see it on social media and I'll see the video of it, or someone doing like a Gundam or whatever from Japan, or some car that looks like it was made for mask, and I'm like, well, 30-second video. I'm like, that's cool. And then I just keep scrolling,
Yeah.
Like, hey, that was cool. I acknowledge it, but like, that's all I need. I'm not getting one myself.
The other concept that I have a hard time with some of the tech stuff and how it's introduced into toys is there's something to be said for how we all played as kids, as imagination play, whether you're making the noises with your mouth, your pew-pews and stuff like that, and just being able to transform it and roll out and all those things. Like, there's a fine line, I think, between what appeals to toy people versus what appeals to tech people, I think. So that's
from like a technical point of view of talking, like, as a figure or a toy, like, the main part of, like, why I like Transformers is because you can connect with it and you can just kind of switch off and just get in the zone and transform it.
Yeah.
But if it's self-transforming, I feel like you're just disconnecting yourself, and it's just...
That's long been the appeal of them for me, is that like they're 3D puzzles, like there's something to interact with, not hey, robot, be a robot. Now be a car. Now be a robot. The act of transforming them is the appeal of Transformers.
Rather than being a spectator watching it.
Right.
Well, two things to add on to what you guys are saying. It would be like, actually transform the Transformer would be like owning a pet, like a dog or something like that. And then it transforms on its own. And there's nothing for you to really learn there. It's just all tech. That would be like whenever I think my brother had like some type of little bitty egg thing where he would have to feed it like this digital animal or something back in the 90s. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it seems like
it
versus like having a real dog that you can interact and you have to teach it responsibility, where you're just like, oh, like this game tells me that it's time to feed this animal that doesn't actually exist. So
I want a dog that can pet itself.
Yeah.
So real quick before we move on to the next tab, everybody getting this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Am I getting it? I don't know. I don't know yet. Mostly just because of the size thing. I get the appeal of it. I would love to have that head in regular Scorponok colors for the Scorponok mode head. Yeah. And I think the Scorponok mode head is much improved over what we got on the main figure. I see the appeal of it. I literally I'm running out of room, especially now that Unicron's here. So like,
Well, this thing is so. Well, not this particular exact one, but the Black Zarak in general is so legendary in the Transformers world. Having one that won't turn to dust on me would be very cool.
Yeah, I always see the appeal. I just don't have room for it.
Now, Ben, do you dabble into these Netflix, these little, I don't know, weird colored ones like this and the Rust guys? Because I think these are just like sport. If you have the
sound effect.
Yeah, the sound effect.
Oh, where is my sound effect? Oh,
dude, you got one job, man.
I know. There.
Yeah. Little cash grab by Hasbro.
Yeah, definitely cash grab.
I did almost, like, literally this afternoon, almost picked up the Sparkless bot, just the little small barricade, because I really like that mold, and I think that the kind of marbled deco on that one looks nice. or looks neat. I don't feel like I need like the entire army of Sparkless Bots and Nemo drones or whatever they're calling them. But like the Sparkless Bot, I put it back. I didn't buy it, but I almost got it today.
I almost got that Ironhide one, the black Ironhide.
Yeah, well, I mean, like that's canonically
cool.
Like they've done black Ironhides before. I can see why somebody might want one.
Yeah, almost got that one.
I'll keep it moving along, and then T-Rex is.
I really want this, but it's a Target card. Those jerks.
And I don't know why they didn't use the other head sculpt like we saw.
Yeah. I'd probably pick it up, but I'm not going through the Target red card thing. Like I've gotten exclusives on Target every once in a while. Like the Power Rangers one, I was able to get that yesterday. But
I want this.
I'm not getting the credit card to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to have a Target credit card to get this?
I think so. I think it's a red card exclusive.
Yeah, they said it was a red card. Just bunk.
God, now they are controlling the way that I have to pay for these things?
Well, they did that with Red Wing.
Yeah. Well, Red Wing did show up in some stores too, I think.
Oh, lucky.
I don't know what Red Wing.
I could be wrong on that. It was a red and black Seeker deco. I like this. If I can get my hands on one, I will, but that's one I'm not going out of my way to grab.
And I got your third Seeker from this mold. Have they even released Starscream yet?
Yep, Starscream's not even out yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. Like here's all of them. Let's well, this one you don't get the money sound because you'd expect them to do all three Seekers, but like you'd think that they'd release the first one before they do all these announcements and pre-orders. That way, hey, let's see how. Oh, hey, he actually handles like crap.
This is the first time in a long time that we've gotten pre-orders for all three Seekers without at least the first one coming out.
Yeah, the same year too.
Yeah.
But I heard that these are all coming with flight stands.
That'd be nice.
I mean, that's how they started, like back in the day.
I just don't like they made the. I'm not upset about it because I don't usually put the coronation gear on Starscream, but I hate that they made it like some sort of like redemption prize thing where you have to buy all three of the Seekers and then you can like send in a coupon to get the coronation gear.
Is that what they're doing? I don't know.
See, I still have the same problem from day one. It's just
see, there it is.
Also, I'm not a fan of.
That's the same coronation gear for MP11, and that's like that cape is in the shoulder pads. It's the exact same one.
It looks like it, but somebody was saying there it's not, that it connects differently. But I don't know. I haven't confirmed that.
Because I know I had that mold, and I'm pretty sure you guys did too. Like, dude, that looks exactly like it. So
it does.
These are just different pictures of it. So.
Anybody did like a stop motion of the original G1 intro, I feel like you could do it flawlessly now. They look so close to the animation model.
And this is the Flames toy. This is the model kit. Cameron, go ahead and put Dalton down for one of these. Look, she's even got her little in her toes. Got her little toes like turned in towards each other.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Oh, adorable.
They're gonna have another pose of like something.
Looks better than NECA stuff. Just saying.
That's a pretty cool pose for her.
But yeah, I mean, it is a kit, so like you have control over how much paint goes into those joints when you're putting it together.
Oh, well, that was it. See, all right, this is the 3-0 Deluxe Jetfire. It's 15 inches tall. It's 65 points of articulation.
Wow.
They're up there in price, but I mean, you look at the detail that you get, and then it can do the combine or whatever.
That's gonna be huge.
Yeah. Take my parts. Yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing about these are I never know anybody who is going to get one. I mean, maybe there's like one person on the YouTube circuit that might get this, but I can't think of anyone else I know.
We never know how cool it might really be, you know?
Exactly. Other than that, I just don't know people that buy it.
Thing is, like the Jetfire sort of Optimus combo in terms of like all like the movie version, like any of them really. That combo is sort of the most sought after. If I could have anything from the movie verse, that's what I'd want. I wouldn't mind if it was a statue, but it's a statue.
Well, it's
that's the thing. It's a statue. Like I just got a pretty decent rendition of that in Studio Series. You know, the Studio Series Prime with the Jetfire. Like they're both good figures, and I can actually pick them up, transform them, and play with them. Versus that's my 26-inch, 700-pound statue in the corner. That don't go near it. Don't go near it because if it falls, it's gonna break. You know, like
don't touch. Don't breathe on it. Yeah.
And this was a exclusive to go with. God, where's the? Is it Steel Company or
Planet Steel Express?
Yes, so they're exclusive. Cameron,
everyone thought this was April Fool's, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, they showed it off for April Fool's last year, I think, or something very similar to it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Well, why not? We'll make it anyway."
I love the tank mode on it. I think it looks really cool.
I had Cameron. I was like, dude. I was like, am I getting fooled here? And because I was like, this is a lot, you know, going on here. And he was like, yeah, it'd be a pretty expensive April Fool's joke. So,
yeah, the little Optus Pexus they did as the steam train Hearts of Steel Prime was the Fool's joke, but this is actually.
You got a little sexy pose there. All right. Ricky, still there? Sound like you cut out for a second.
Well, no, I'm here. You hear me okay?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I can hear.
See, that looks cool. I think that's a nice looking tank.
Yeah, I've been trying to stay clear of this stuff, and it's so hard because this is the stuff that appeals to me. But I've said no to
appreciate it more because they haven't tried over-sexualizing it. I think for me, that's why it works.
I like
they
the
haven't
colors.
gone like try hard, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not bad. I like the face too. I like all the pink on the purple and black. So, X-Transbots.
They're alive?
Oh yeah.
Which one we got here? Streetwise?
With Streetwise.
Yeah. Now, what are your thoughts, Pia, on these combiners? I'm tempted to go with the MMC because of the all-in-one thing. But...
I really, like I said, I have the Bruticus, and I really, really dig how they keep everything built into it.
Yeah, me too.
It's really nice. And something about, like you said, the Streetwise by himself looks okay. Like, but something about this just, I don't know if it's Defensor's face, but something about it just puts me off. Like I don't know if it's his glasses. I get what they're going for because he actually does have those cop motorcycle cop glasses, but just something about his face seems off, and the proportions of his, like if you look at his thighs compared to the rest of him.
I wonder what these companies are going to do when they run out of combiners, man.
The only thing that bugs me about
I love Defensor. I love Defensor. And I would have bought that if it was 6 years ago. I would have bought this Defensor. I would have been all in. But I've just learned a lot, and I've lost a lot of space since then.
Yeah.
And I think is it Make Toys that did a really good one? I have one that's still up.
Make Toys had a pretty cool Defensor.
I still have that up. So.
Then we got a Magic Square little Legends guy. So this is what you're talking about. Get the little bitty guys for Unicron.
These are really good, except for the price. They're really good.
You got a bunch of different avenues to go down as well, though.
How much are these?
I'd imagine this one's going to be about $40-$50.
Yeah, I don't like them anymore. It's just no.
I mean, they're not cheap. You know, the cars are pretty good though. They're like $30-$50.
Oh, there it is. The crotch thrust.
Yeah, the obligatory crotch thrust. But look how clean he is.
Oh yeah, like I said, they're doing some really neat stuff at this scale.
I like how he's the dead one instead of Prime.
I'm not sure if I have any Magic Square stuff. I have some of the New Age stuff, and some of the New Age guys are really good.
Yeah, I have a couple of Magic Square. They're not bad. I like them.
I don't remember which one. There was one I was looking at. I can't remember which one it was.
Okay, so this X-Transport, this thing is going to have remote, it says phrases, bendable tentacles, glowing energy beam, glowing eyes, and an alternate face. Now, there's no word on release date or price or anything like that, but it's to go with their other little
egg. Yeah.
If they put a little motor in it so those little tentacles can go like that and
awesome.
make it less than $700, I think they win.
Yeah.
I still have my Impossible Toys guy for filling this gap.
Oh my god, man!
Yeah,
I got the one that came with the Pulse exclusive wool set.
Oh yeah, I do have that one. He's so tiny.
I think he's fine.
That's fine though.
We need some Shatrdglassjazz, man. I didn't buy those little Shatrdglassjazz because I was like, well, I don't want these little ones. You know, I thought they were going to be more like deluxe or whatever. But if they release them, man, I would buy a ton of them. Now that you've got the Quintessons and these guys and the guards.
I put the little small ones. I put 4 of those up there under a Unicron. You know.
Yeah, I've got one up by Unicron's feet up here.
Yeah. They're kind of cool just to kind of literal, on the bottom somewhere.
Well, the rumor has it, I think the last wave of Kingdom, there's a rumored Gnaw coming.
Oh, I hope so. That'd be great. Deluxe size, hopefully?
Like a deluxe
I think a deluxe Gnaw, yeah.
Oh.
Again, unconfirmed, but I think I saw that somewhere.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but we're getting sweeps as well, because I canceled my 2 other storages.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope they're in their own case too. That's the thing. If they do like a Gnaw or sweeps, man, they need to be in their own case. I just don't run into the store and see like 2 or 3 of them sitting there usually.
Right.
But what's the difference between sweeps and Scourge? They look the same, don't they?
I think I saw, was it a mock-up? I feel like I've seen them and they're a little bit more gray.
Oh.
But I can't be. Where did I maybe I had a dream about them. I don't know where I actually saw a picture of them, but I think I saw them. Who knows?
I'll look. So to add a little bit more to your hot rod. Sorry, not Rodimus. Little Shockwave Lab stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's cool. A little gun.
Yeah, I like how that works.
Did he ever have the sword? Was that just from the comics? I mean, like that I know from the movie, but like that the sword of Primus that the big one's coming with.
I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, I when I saw that, I'm like, where is that from? That was my first thought.
Yeah.
And DNA added some stuff to your wreckers. It's a lot of little pieces right there.
Yeah.
I like DNA. I mean, they make some pretty neat stuff, but it's a long time since anyone's really been connected to like the Bayverse, especially like Dark of the Moon. So it's just
Studio Series tub, and I do have a lot of it. I don't have all of it, but I have a lot of it, and I don't display them, but I keep them in there, and I transform them once or twice when I get them. I appreciate it for what it is, but it's not something that I have to be all in on, which is also good.
This is kind of how they're correcting the, like, hey, here's how it came in package, all bent and warped. But I think you can kind of fix it on your own. But I mean a little nicer.
Yeah, they are nicer. I took a hairdryer to mine, but that took a while.
Oh, so it increases the height.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, really?
Color.
Okay.
This
It
one
does.
like
It also looks like
shorter
some
than the other ones.
proportional there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
All right, and I'm just gonna flip through the GI Joe, and you can talk about what you want, but it's all movie stuff. So
what I'd like is a trailer, since the movie's like 3 months away now.
Well, I'd like
Just a
to actually
trailer.
find these. Yeah.
I think it's cool that they have the $9.99. It's a little more friendly for parents to be able to buy their kids. I mean, we like the Motu for our kid because they're $15, and they're a little better than the $20 to $25 price points. But $9.99, that's pretty good. I mean, for what you get, I mean, I think it's a good $9.99. I do think it's weird that they did go to the 6-inch, which we keep seeing like the idea of the 3 1/4, 4-inch moving away from 6-inch, but then Star Wars has come back with a vengeance with the vintage collection. But taking a move, putting a kids line at 6-inch, I feel like that's a telling. And we've heard them say before that the 4-inch figures cost as much as the 6-inch figures, like the Black Series and stuff. We've heard them say that, and this is another one of those moves that kind of, it seems like they're going to leave that 4-inch one altogether, doing this move. So 6-inch, $9.99. I think it's cool for kids. It's not for me. I don't need those.
I'll take this guy for classified.
Black suit. Yeah, classified. Yeah, need a Night Creeper. Yeah, they spoiled us now with articulation and drop down legs and all the bells and whistles at like $20 to $25 or whatever. It's, spoiled.
Yeah, those aren't bad. I don't have a huge G.I. Joe collection, so if I find a Zartan, I'm grabbing a Zartan. But
yeah, I'd definitely take the Night Creeper there. We've got the Red Ninja. I mean, we don't have a regular Storm Shadow yet.
Nope. Bugger.
Well, motorcycles. Looks like he's got a different paint deco as well.
I feel like they constantly are working, or it's very fluid how they do kids lines. Like if you look at Transformers and look at G.I. Joe and how they're constantly kind of changing things up with what's the right size and price point for the kids. Transformers, I feel like they threw everything to the wall to see what stuck in the last 10 years, but G.I. Joe, I think they're going to do that. It looks like they're trying that as well. They're going to see what sticks.
Oh, this is this the classified one? Yeah. Is it? No,
like 12-inch. This is classified. The Storm Shadow is classified.
I do not like that Storm Shadow because it's not
like
white.
The color.
It's cream looking, and there's no other, like even on the other movie that they did with the Storm Shadow, like he was basically all white, but it had little accents. But the outfit looked clean,
right.
Yep.
Like I looked at it and I was like, I believe that's Storm Shadow. Like there's no doubt in my mind, that was Storm Shadow. This dude looks like he just like fell in some mud or something like that.
That's why, again, I think seeing the trailer would really help. I don't understand the choices on this one. Not that the figure is bad. I'm just saying the color-wise.
Right.
I like.
Is that the final color to confirm?
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah, they kept.
I only asked because they specifically said in the Marvel panel, like the Iron Man sample that they had in hand was not finalized and was a little off.
Yeah, because look at the belt. Even the belt part. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I mean, every little thing on it, like there's no detail to where, like, there's a little silver here for a zipper, and a little bit of paint here for the thumb and fingers, but I mean, if you go through all your clothes that you have, even if it's, you know, like there's going to be like a little bit of different break of like if this was colored white and then this was this color or whatever, this a little bit of a grayish white, you know, just to break it up. This is just one color.
Yeah.
All the way down.
I have a feeling when we see the trailer, it's going to help us figure out that maybe they had to stick, you know, exactly to what it looks like on film. But sometimes fabrics translate a lot differently than just say colors on a toy.
Yeah.
So once we see it, I think we'll learn more about why that is the way it is.
Duke says, I just hope there's not another 40-minute bungee cord fight scene. I mean, there's a picture of them there on the box. That looks more white than that right there. So,
yeah, I know they're using artwork instead of, you know, the photos and stuff. The artwork's really good.
I passed on the movie stuff whenever the pre-orders. I want OG looking stuff, but for 6-inch, and I want to be able to buy it. So
that's the trick.
Yeah, Vipers, Firefly.
Major Blood's going to be Target exclusive as well. So,
man,
this goes back to that Joe show we had. It's like, why are you doing like these main things and army builders at Target exclusives? Like that should be like Snake Eyes version 19, like Target exclusive. You know, like
yeah, Desert Fight Storm Shadow versus Snake Eyes pack. Sure, make that Target exclusive.
Yeah. I like the removable silencer and the removable mag.
Yeah.
Her glasses are removable. I love that they can do those things with the 6-inch. You do that on a small figure and it's gone. Like first time you touch it, but
or it looks horrible.
Yeah, exactly.
The Baroness is probably the coolest looking one to me.
Yeah, that's cool.
Real world feel. Again, I hope we see her in the trailer.
I went on IMDb to look and see who these people were.
I really like the Scarlet face sculpt. I like it better than the classified one that we have. I like they have the ponytail.
Is she wearing a headband?
Oh, that's
got it's a ponytail.
No. He's talking about this. That's the
that's the production, like the little sample.
Okay.
The numbers.
It wasn't clear enough. I couldn't tell what it was.
Yes, Scarlet doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
Wish they would do with and even if it was a $25 instead of a $20 or $21, I wish that because they're when you pose these, a lot of times you're putting them in action poses and stuff. I feel like they always should have like that moment in time face and then a regular face. So that moment in time face, maybe, you know, she's much more aggressive. Like that picture there is a little more aggressive with the furrowed brow. But we haven't gotten to that point yet where all the companies are doing it. And I know they're trying to keep it in that $20 to $21 price point area. But I think when you're posing out the figures, and whether you're a big Instagram guy or whatever you're doing, I think you appreciate that moment in time face. It's sort of like Doc Brown versus Doc Brown when he's, you know, doing the explanation and all the crazy stuff that Doc Brown does, you know.
Yeah. Great Scott, yeah, and all that. Yeah. That did that.
I always wish they had that. Like I like the real scan stuff and the photo reel and all the stuff that the companies are doing, but I always like it when they do like an action face and like a regular stern face or whatever.
Yeah, and going back to like our original discussion, like if they did Gargoyle armor Xanatos and just had like a swappable head, so it'd be like either his armored head or his normal head, I'd be cool with that too.
Yeah.
I just want to see the figure.
It actually looks pretty cool. with the actor there holding him up.
Do they have any like promo pictures here at the end? Like, let's be for real, man. Like, I know you're the actor, and that's the thing that like a lot of the actors that are like superhero movies and stuff, they're like they wear helmets and stuff. They're like, I want to take the helmet off, because I want to be seen and noticed for being an actor. But you're gonna be displayed with your helmet on, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Ray Park, like you ask me, like, Ray Park isn't like, maybe not like Darth Maul, Toad, Snake Eyes, just. It's not bad.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Nothing that like screams, "Oh my God, they messed up." My biggest question mark is
what's the guns
in the movie. Is his face going to always be like handsome guy, or does he get burned and scarred at some point?
Well, please be burned and scarred. Yes.
I mean, they're changing some of the stuff. If you've read comics, obviously you know what they're changing, but are they at least going to keep it? I feel like that's a big part of the Snake Eyes character. But I think seeing the contrast, having him start off as like a regular dude, hearing him speak and stuff is cool. But at some point during the movie, does that change? Anyway, that's mine.
You also got some Mezco 112. So you want that 6-inch, and you kind of like the clothes, and they're a little bit, they're more expensive, but got a Destro here.
It's nice looking Destro.
Head sculpts too. I appreciate that.
Well, the thing is, you can actually get these. Sorry to harp on that, but
yeah.
And you can see there's a little bit more to the 112. Yeah, look at all this stuff lighting up.
Yeah, that's
cool. Nice. I put a pre-order. The only one I own is that Dark Side that they did, which is very different from some of them.
Oh yeah.
I've kind of been against the cloth on, but I put a pre-order. Whether I keep it or not, we'll see.
Look at this machine gun, man! All these little parts to put together and stuff like that.
No, they throw in a lot of stuff.
I had their Gomez with a gun like that, where it's like it was all in a bunch of pieces, and you kind of put it all together to make it was really cool.
Yeah. Feeling was they do Destro first, and if I skip him, then they do Zartan second, and I pick that up, and I love it. Do I want to go back and get Destro, or so I'm like,
pay the aftermarket price conceivably?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And with Mezco, you will pay a very steep aftermarket price.
Yeah. And look, Rick, they're like, yo, we just heard you not even 5 minutes ago. So give me that moment in time. So there's this, and then here's with this teeth granted. Yeah. So
yeah. All three very different takes on the character. I appreciate that.
They're like, we're doing what you want. Oh, and then here's another face. Yeah, another smirk here. So, all right. So starting off with vintage collection, and then we got some Black Series in there too. But what is that? Is that cloth? No,
I don't think so. I think
it's sculpted
plastic. Sculpted.
Okay.
It's different from the last few that we've gotten that had the giant scar. I think this one has the clean face.
Not bad.
I was like, why on earth does he come with 2 lightsabers?
Yeah, probably just so you don't lose the blade or the handle from one either. I guess if you just lose the handle, you've lost the handle. But
so maybe not detachable on vintage collection. I know on Black Series it is. Yeah.
I can't remember. I have to look back. I know that I've gotten 2 before. You get like that hilt sometimes, and then the other.
Yeah. They're too small to detach.
Yeah, because these are the smaller size scale, right? Yeah, that would make sense.
Y'all haven't got an Admiral Akbar yet?
No, most of these are repacks. Not all of them.
Oh, okay.
A lot of times the vintage collection is repacks. Now they just did that new Boba Fett. They did a new one for Black Series and a new sculpt for vintage. So
try.
It looks like you are getting some ones that were for Black Series as well.
Yeah. I noticed that they're starting to port those over now more often. Just got these in Black Series last year.
Yep. GameStop exclusives. I wonder, are these going to be GameStop exclusives as well?
Okay, like they've been running wild with exclusives the last 2 years, 2 or 3.
A little bit.
Are they doing all right financially? Are we going to see these come out? I mean, our local Best Buy just closed down, the one closest to me.
Did they really?
Yeah, the one in the one closest to me. That one went out. And
I know. I didn't know that they were even closing Best Buys around here.
It was crazy. We drove by and it was empty, and we saw like some people taking out the last few racks and stuff. I'm like, whoa.
The Brewster's ice cream down the road, I drove out the other day, and it's just flat. I don't know what happened to it. But...
Oh, man. Brewster's is good. Yeah, I'll probably pick up some of these, but I don't know if I'm going to, troop build. I didn't even troop build for, I don't do troop building for these, for the Black Series either. Try to stay, don't go too crazy.
This is another Purge Trooper.
Yeah.
That video game was really good. I'm assuming they're going to make a sequel to that. I mean, they've made a lot of figures from it, and I think people liked it. The story was really good. The Cal Kestis character was really good.
Yeah,
I expect him to port over to either Mando or maybe one of these other like Bad Batch or so. I expect Cal Kestis to come into other stuff.
And we've seen this, we've kind of known about this for over a month. So this was really no surprise. I don't know if that was leaked. I guess it was leaked accidentally or something like that. But I've seen this in my groups. I like the Lando with the cloth cape. It's so much better than that molded one.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's another one of those situations to where mixing the cloth with the molded plastic, where hey, you did it right there on Gamorrean Guard, on that range trooper with a little bit of they did a good job there as well.
I had a really the old figure. I always loved that figure of Lando. It was near the end of the line, but it's still a favorite of mine from the vintage stuff.
And
there's
add to the Clone Wars.
Yeah, we knew they were doing her. We predicted that last year when we were talking about it. They didn't say anywhere whether she's Clone Wars or Episode 1, because she's in Episode 1.
Clone Wars. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's where they actually got to do some characterization.
And then the tech.
Yeah. And I put them on the shelf with some of the other Clone Wars stuff.
I like his little belt here. He's got that.
Yeah.
This guy looks cool. Forget this thing.
That was such a good episode too.
Sure, yeah. I like him.
I'm assuming that he had the body in his ship, but I guess when the ship blew up, what was left of him blew up too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the end of him, unless they pull some crazy.
This was the first one to sell out right here.
I believe it.
Yeah. Too, This is sometimes you see the female figures kind of linger on the pegs. This is not that figure. They put it on a streaming service. She got just enough lines to get just a little bit of characterization. And she's a Mandalorian, so and a wrestler, so you know.
This I think this might be the first. No, this is the second helmet I'm passing on, man. I'm just like, nah. I gotta start get picky, man.
But it's Wedge.
Yep. The most underrated Star Wars character.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna sell my Poe Dameron helmet, just keep the Luke Skywalker, and just do the troops. Because you think, like, if I've got this and it's taking up space, all right, no more room, and then they're like, all right, here comes Biker Scout and Scarif Trooper. I'm like,
yeah,
goodbye. These things. Yeah.
Nice helmet.
Yeah, that I want.
This is for 3 3/4, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, don't get me started.
I want that.
Okay, because I saw it was here at the end, and that's where I haven't looked it up, and I'm just like, yo, is this 3 3/4 and or is it 6-inch? And if it's 6-inch, why aren't we doing it in these colors? So.
Yeah, this is Rogue One stuff.
Yeah.
There's an anniversary coming up that they're going to be doing a lot more Rogue One stuff, but obviously this is a Target exclusive. So there you go. Once
Yes. Which means I'll never see it.
It's blue. It should be
exactly.
exclusive.
Yeah.
Target, maybe they're going to get all the blue guys too now. So they're just going to run. They're just going to do red, white, and blue. And
I hate you, Target. I really hate you. I can never find them.
No,
I got the big Falcon that they redid. I did get that. Didn't have to worry. It wasn't a store thing. It was all online. I missed the first batch, and then I got the second batch a few months later.
Shoot.
Online.
Oh well.
Vote from the vault? What? Okay.
These are they're doing a fan vote of what figure you want them to redo. I actually pulled this case. I have a case of that guy's in it, and so is Ahsoka from like years ago. I pulled it out of the garage, and I'm like, I might sell these because the prices are insane.
Do you say when they say redo? Do you mean like they'll make a brand new sculpt or just re-release an old figure?
I think they would re-release it, and the way the rules have been working, they would adjust the face. For some of them, they've been adjusting the face.
Okay.
So, but they would stick to the same exact card artwork and the same figure, but probably change the head.
Huh. Okay.
Like if it's him, like if it's this guy, Starkiller, they would definitely do like the photoreal face on it,
right,
to capture that guy.
I'm looking at these on. Well, we've got Ahsoka, but that's a young Snips right there. So I want that for Black Series. I don't really care that much about that one, to be honest.
He's cool. I'm gonna vote Starkiller.
We already got that for Black Series. This one I would definitely want for Black Series.
Yep.
And I need him for Black Series as well. Used to have the vintage one. And is this just showing? Yeah, this is just current wave stuff. We already know about that stuff. So we got to keep this thing moving along. We just looked at that. Just this Webman. I don't recall him.
Yeah. I don't think many people do. Like, he was. Yeah, that's a really
obscure
one-off reference. That all right, you did it. Great. Sold out though. So
yeah,
that's how they keep doing it. Like if they ever do like Rocket Racer, I might get that one. They did Frogman as a regular in the regular line in the wave.
If they ever give us a Paste Pot Pete, I'm in trouble.
I mean, they did Stiltman. I've seen so many Instagram photos of like people like with that thing above their house and stuff. Now it's crazy.
Yeah.
Stillman was like the weirdest choice, but also like super smart for putting the legs in with the troop builders. So like you want a bunch of hand ninjas, you also get a bunch of legs for Stiltman.
Yeah.
And you got your Baron Zemo. Is this exclusive anywhere? I mean, chances are it may be. I mean,
I saw the pictures, but I didn't hear the info.
Half the stuff is exclusive, so it's hard to keep up with. So you're gonna get a mask and unmasked. And then this one's a Walmart exclusive. Some nice packaging though.
It's a Walmart Captain America, so it makes sense.
Apparently, a lot of people are mad about this guy or something. I haven't watched any of these episodes.
That does make sense. It does make sense.
It's it's like people of Walmart. It's Captain America's
Dollar Tree exclusive.
It'd be interesting where they go off this. If they follow like the comics, then it'd be good. But it's not going to be the exact same. They'd have to do their own variation, I guess, like they've done with WandaVision. But it'd be interesting. I like him as an actor. Little
I'm not sending him death threats like some idiots are, but like
I know.
What? People don't like him, and they're sending the actor death threats because they don't like him.
He's been getting some really bad stuff. Even though he was originally supposed to be Captain America, but there you go.
I hope they keep him around as U.S. agent. I think it'll be cool.
Is it Kurt Russell's kid? Is that right?
Yeah, it's Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn's kid.
Yeah.
Dalton.
I only just in second season realized that Huey in The Boys is Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan's kid.
Wow, I never knew that.
Jack Quaid.
Love Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, man, I watched just about all of Dennis Quaid's stuff growing up.
So,
the Ultron
and Iron Man stuff, like it's just like half the wave is different Iron Mans.
Yeah. Vault Guardsmen, like they were talking about, like you can troop build this guy, and I'm like, even if I get one, I don't think I need more than one, thanks.
Yeah. It's different from like, they have the other guys, like the AIM guys, and they have MODOK and all that. That makes a little bit more sense to me. Or like
AIM troopers make sense, but like, and maybe I'm misremembering, but I feel like the Vault Guardsmen, there was a generic uniform, but like most of the time when you saw the Vault Guardsmen, there were like 4 or 5. There was like a team of them, and they had similar armor, but they were specifically and distinct from each other, not a bunch of green dudes.
Yeah.
Dalton says if anyone doesn't want their Build-A-Figure parts, hit them up.
Major parts.
Yeah.
These lines are just always boring for me. But again, I only collect Spider-Man and X-Men, so.
Yeah, I'm mostly Spider-Man.
I like when they do the obscure characters every once in a while. Like, even if I don't buy them, I appreciate why they're doing them for people that are like such like completists for Marvel Legends.
What is this? Just a bear?
There's a major.
Oh man, I don't know what this is. Like,
he's one. Him and Darkstar and Red Guardian from a few waves back are like a Russian superhero team.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, you gotta have the bear.
You gotta have the bear. Yeah.
Crimson Dynamo, I think.
Yeah.
At these figures and being like, God, just more Iron Man and all this stuff, and I'm like, where's my Death Bird at? Like. Start giving me some more characters of of that universe.
Hey, they gave you that Hellfire Club. That was supposed to keep you satisfied. That and your 90s.
The Gladiator. Whenever I got the Gladiator, I was like, okay, we're gonna start getting some of,
Starjammers and stuff. Yeah, updated Starjammers.
See, I'm actually happy with this wave because I love this Iron Man. Like that was when I first started reading Iron Man, really getting into it back in high school. Rhodey was in the armor, and Tony was allegedly dead from a virus. He didn't stay dead for very long. Yeah. But this was his first, like he had a telepresence armor, but this was the first armor he built coming back. It was the big issue 300 armor. And I'm so happy they stuck it in a wave that, one, does not come with Build-A-Figure parts, so I don't have to have anything extra when I buy it, and I do not care about the Build-A-Figure, so great. I can get the Iron Man I want and leave the rest. Because I hate it when I'm like, I want 2 characters from this wave, and then I've got like 2 arms and a leg for somebody I'll never complete.
Yeah. You got a whole drawer full of them.
Yeah. And we got a thick Thor.
I saw that sold out like early with one of the days. I don't know if it was the premium access day, but I saw it was sold out.
Yeah.
was trying to do all of the in-game stuff, and then at some point I gave up and just put up the flag, and I couldn't do it. I think this thing is really cool. If I had unlimited money and unlimited space, I would have this. I thought this was super cool.
I think this is a really nice replica, and the fact that it's only like $49 was also a little bit of a surprise.
I didn't think that the ring around the first part, I didn't think it was all going to spin. I thought it was just you kind of reach in and get it. So when I saw that electronically it spins, I also like it glows for 2 minutes after you take it out. That's super cool.
It keeps glowing. And like it says, for like $49, $50.
Yeah.
That's cool. A nice prop replica.
Anyone play Fortnite?
No.
I like that fish guy. I don't play, but I do like that fish guy.
The fish guy's popular. Yeah.
I like the black cat, but I'm not gonna buy any of these because I don't play Fortnite. So.
Yeah, I don't play Fortnite. There's been a few characters that I like the design of, but I haven't bought any of the figures. But that fish guy might tempt me.
See, I like this one the best. But
I get it. That's a nice design.
I like Catwoman, you know. So it's just like I see it and I'm like that relates to other characters that I like. I don't even know what this is, but
again, neat design. That little mask he had is cool. But I like that fish guy. He's cute.
He's cute but deadly.
Oh, nice foot sculpt.
Oh, and you can see, like, I guess, is that koi?
Yeah.
Oh,
in there?
Yeah.
Kind of in the leg. So, like, little details. Yeah, I didn't pick up on that until now. So they take a lot of pictures of the legs. Yeah. So it goes up.
Yeah, these look like. I mean, is that the actual figure itself? No, it says digitally rendered image. I'm curious to how obvious that's going to be on the final version, if it's going to pop that well.
As far as just the figure, like I like that one. But...
Oh yeah, the figure I get it. I just wonder how much that detail is going to really pop the way if it looks as good as it does in that picture. More meowsels.
That's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of this stuff is.
Is that the little girl from Adventures in Babysitting?
It looks like it. Just needs the roller skates.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Because are these just like basically skins in that game? Okay, the one that I will get, I can tell you right now, is I saw that they did like a Laura Croft skin. Dude, I'll get that. I'll get that for sure.
I like the shark. It's cool. I like that he comes with sushi. That's cool. I like that he comes with like sculpted guts when you pop them open. There you go.
Oh, and cool. Use it for storage. Nice.
That's cool.
And see, then they go to this one, which I guess is supposed to look cool, but it looks boring. Looks like something from Destiny.
But it's based, I think the Rock's voicing him, and I do kind of like how they translated the Rock's, chest and shoulder tattoo into the armor. I think that's kind of
neat. Okay. Is that it on this? Okay, yeah. All right, so going to some NECA stuff. They have this box or whatever. This is $50 if you can find it. What's inside is a T-shirt, a beanie, another repaint of this shredder, a keychain, a magnet. I never do those like loot boxes and stuff because I'm just like. Okay, the shirt. I actually think that shirt's cool. I don't know. I wouldn't need another shredder, a third repaint of this exact same shredder, and I would never wear that beanie. Don't need a keychain and don't need a magnet. Like they build up the price by like, oh, here's a $5 magnet when we know that magnet didn't cost $5 or.
And yeah, it's pizza. There's nothing Ninja Turtles about that aside from the baggie they stuck it in.
Yeah.
You know,
if I found that shirt in a store, I might buy it.
Yeah, and the thing is you'd go into Target or Walmart to where they sell these shirts, and they're like $8 or $9.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'd pick up that shirt for $9.
And I would never wear that beanie. Like I'd have to just give that to my nephew. Give that to like my almost 3-year-old nephew. I can't be almost 40 and wear something out like that. You know, that's got like. I'm a nerd. Like I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt right now, you know, but like I'm not like, I'm not full sending it, you know.
Draw the line somewhere.
Yeah. I've got some respect about myself.
Got some dignity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw someone online. They were like, on Twitter, they were like, when did he look this purple, metallic-y purple, why are they repainted again? And or they're like, why would they do this color? And then someone just said repaint money, So
yeah, that was my comment.
Oh yeah, that's
the question I asked, because I couldn't picture where this came from, this color scheme, because the pinball game didn't have it in those colors either. So I don't know what they based it on.
I like the shirt though.
Yeah, the shirt's
cool.
Cool.
Slash in there, yeah.
That's a nice shirt design.
Yeah.
These guys, they said they're gonna do 3 weeks. Or there's gonna be 3 different time periods or whatever. So this first time period, where you can order stuff directly from NECA store, is this Pizza Monster, $35. The Rat King and Vern 2-pack for $52, and then the Triceraton and Roadkill Rodney's pack for $52 as well, in case you missed those in Target. And then once this closes, then they're going to put some other things out there. So finally try to get stuff in people's hands. But when you get it home and it breaks, then you can't return it back to Target.
Well, or if the eye's painted up here, that's the one thing about finding them in the stores. You can at least kind of look and see what's not already messed up before you even open it.
Right.
Also, these everybody wants 3 of these things, and they put a limit of 2 of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's 3 of them in the show. Wherever they showed up, there were supposedly 3 of them, and NECA limited them to 2 per person. They even show some shots with 3 or 4 in it.
I hate that. I've seen other companies do that, to where they show even the army builders, look at all these dudes, look how awesome this looks, and it's limit 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's don't show me those pictures then. And this, here's what you're saying right here.
Yeah. There's a shot of the 3 of them reenacting a scene, and then you can only get 2.
I mean, for $70, and I don't know how much shipping is and stuff, but I mean, we're looking at the same situation. Looking at the gargoyles, those ankles and tail. I don't know, why do theirs always look like? Oh, see, they have no problem posing and doing all this stuff. Here's 4 right here.
Yeah.
Then those are the other things you're going. Yeah. The April, doing the first April. I actually like Paige Turco a lot, so. But this April was good too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the final version of it.
Her purse needs to come where you can put a Psy in it. Yeah. I think that's a wasted opportunity if you don't do that. But it looks like it's...
Oh, yeah. I was saying that first picture, it looked like maybe it would still be possible, but looking at that, it doesn't look like it's possible.
I believe that's a wasted opportunity. And then they're doing American Werewolf in London. I've never seen this movie because I don't watch horror movies. But except that one horror movie I watched. What was it? Jason X.
All time.
The worst one. Yeah.
Telling
All
me
the
how
ones
good.
you could have watched. You watched, yeah.
The worst one. Yeah.
Telling me how good Friday the 13th is. I'm like, yeah. Finally, one came on TV and I watched it. Jason X. It wasn't very good. It was actually quite horrible.
I did the Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios when they did this as one of the houses for Halloween on one of their sound stages, and they had redone from the original model the werewolf, and some of these guys were kind of creeping around in the house too. It was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, especially like all the practical type effects and stuff that, I mean, they still, some companies still do them, but man, some of this stuff was really good back then.
Yeah. I used to have on like Halloween, they'd have like these, and it was like not maybe like 2-3 miles away from me. They'd have people dressed up in clowns. They chase you with chainsaws, but without the actual chain on it. Even though you know you're not going to die, it's something about hearing a chainsaw and people running after you. Take over and just
they did that to us at haunted houses. They would have people in the parking lot when you clearly the thing was over, and then have people out there just come out from behind cars and with chainsaws. Mind you, I live in Texas, where Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
yeah,
like happened. So like we're a little bit more like yo, like like I guess like if you went like to London and then someone went out there with I don't know, Jack the Ripper, doing some stuff like your level would be a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, think that through quite.
This is a Super 7. This is a Entertainment Earth exclusive one. Glow in the dark.
Oh,
I got the original and like it, but I can't do this Entertainment Earth thing. If they do that for like every wave, I just can't do it.
You got to chase all the exclusives, man.
I can't chase it.
But it glows in the dark.
I got the Mumra that glowed in the dark, but I'm not saying I'm going to get all those either. I do like Mumra.
Yeah, I might go for that mutagen, man. But like, I'm waiting. A friend of mine ordered one and then doesn't want it, so he ordered it from Dorkside. So when it comes in, he's going to sell it to me, but he hasn't gotten it yet. But I want to check out the original before I commit to buying the glow in the dark version of it.
Yeah.
Although I've got Baxter and Raph and Leo up on the shelf, and I'm digging them. So these guys,
pretty good.
I don't know if I trust these guys.
So yeah, this is the thing where I was following a lot of people on Twitter, and they're like, if you're interested in Battletoads, I played Battletoads. This is one of the hard games that I beat when I was a kid, me and my brother, which, still pretty proud of that because this game was hard.
I'll say respect going out to you and your brother then.
Yeah.
I gave up.
So these look cool. I don't know if it was something I'd want on my shelf, but if you do, I would only order them from like BBTS.
Yeah.
That way, because I think anyone that even asked this premium DNA, like, hey, you guys basically have the same logo. Are you affiliated with
Megalopolis?
Yeah, and then they'll just block you.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to answer it. And apparently there was something that they had for pre-order or something. They took a bunch of people's money. They never gave the toys. They never gave them the money back or something like that.
Well, like I said, they've been having a lot of issues, and they're trying to blame. I saw someone recently saying it's Entertainment Earth. Entertainment Earth screwed them over and took all their money and then didn't give them toys, and that's why they're broke. But like, and I mentioned this on Twitter. Like, I not even pre-ordered, when Snapdragon came out. Like, I hadn't found one locally, like the Earthrise Snapdragon. I ordered. They put it up on their site saying, "Hey, it's in stock now. We've got it. Order from us." And I'm like, I even waited a week, and I said, okay, I'm like, I still haven't found one locally. It's in stock. I'll order it. So I paid for it, and they can be a little slow to ship. So I waited a week, nothing. And I'm like, well, let me give them just a few more days. 2 weeks later, I emailed them to say, hey, is this going to ship? What's going on? They're like, they're like COVID, whatever. And then I waited another week, found one locally. bought it and said, "Hey, can I cancel this order?" Like I found one locally. It's been 3 weeks since I paid you for this that you said was in stock, and they said, "Well, one, we can't cancel the order. My only option was to one, keep waiting until they shipped it to me, mail it back at my expense, and then pay their restocking fee."
Wow.
And I'm like, you haven't shipped it. And the thing is, like, I understand that, like, it's a convenience when somebody cancels. If you want to charge me like $5 or whatever, you have the 10% or whatever the restocking fee was, I'll pay that. But they just went out of there. And then when I was like, but this isn't how this should work, like, I'm willing to pay it, but like, just don't ship it to me. Like, that's wasting everybody's time. And they started getting really rude with me. And I wasn't. And the thing is, like, if they had just said, "Hey, we don't offer cancellations," or it's going to cost you the restocking fee, and they took the $5, fine, easy, or even if they had just said, "We don't offer cancellations," I'd have been like, all right, well then I'll either trade it or sell it, or I'll keep 2 Snapdragons when it eventually arrives. But it was a pain in the butt, and seeing all these people who are now fighting their credit card companies to get refunds, I don't know that it ever would have showed up.
Wow.
So, I mean, like, maybe this Entertainment Earth screw them over story is true, but like, my issue isn't even about that. They told me something was in stock, didn't ship it for 3 weeks, and then gave me the runaround when I said, "Hey, like, we need to do something about this." So.
Yeah, it goes right from the very beginning. Like, I would have never even bought it from you if you didn't say it was in stock. Don't tell me it hasn't gotten here yet. Like, that's what we're waiting on.
And like I said, I'll give them a few days to ship it. It was right as COVID was really starting to become a thing. I understand that there are issues, But even if they had just said, "Hey, COVID's slowing us down. We're waiting on this," or even, "Hey, we're having some issues with our distributor. Like, they said that it shipped. We listed them, expecting them in the next day or two. They still haven't gotten them to us." I'd have understood. It was the runaround they kept putting me on.
Right.
Yeah. So anyone interested in those, I would go to BBTS, where you're guaranteed they're going to take care of that stuff. So like.
Yeah. Those, the Barnyard Commandos, the Mad Balls, anything Premium DNA, don't order through Megalopolis. Or directly through Premium DNA. Order through, because Megalopolis, I think, is cleared off their site. I don't think there's anything there anymore.
And then here's your wrestling little crossover.
I like the Triclops for the different sunglasses there.
Yeah, the Bret Hart. Yeah.
Yeah.
These have been hard to find lately.
Yeah, my kid loves these. I try to get him some when I see them, but yeah, they've gone from a little easier to find to like not easy at all to find all of them. You can find one or two here and there, but
for a
they
while
sell really well.
Yeah, that's a 3-way crossover right there.
I never found Mr. T.
I did find Mr. T. Like I was finding them the Walmart on Midlothian here in town. I was finding them fairly consistently for a while. Like I picked up a couple Mr. T's for a couple of my friends, but now I don't see them at all.
Yeah,
never saw him either. The waves are hitting really close together. We found a wave. It was either 5 or 6 before the one before it ever hit, and then the one before it hit like 2 weeks later. Which I always find that weird when like a wave 6 hits before a wave 5. It doesn't happen a lot. So I don't know what's going on with those guys. They sell well, though.
They do.
And this is just a Sentinel Deadpool. Some people, they buy Deadpool stuff. So
armor Deadpool,
yeah. They're doing the whole line of these guys with this robotic armor look to them. Yeah. And like honestly, like Deadpool's one of the better looking ones of the ones they've done. Like Iron Man makes sense, but they've got like I think a Cyclops and a Wolverine, or maybe it's a Captain America and Wolverine. There's the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I think the Deadpool actually looks pretty decent with that design look.
It would be cool to see like their Marvel Legend arcade, and then he has like all these robot versions of all of the Marvel guys.
That'd be cool.
A certain character you could pull that off if you're into that stuff.
And
I hadn't even seen this.
Marvel Select.
Wow.
And then that Human Torch is pretty cool with the extra fire kind of display.
If you haven't been reading it, Immortal Hulk's a really, really good series. No, I guess it looks like his waist is backwards.
there's something weird with him.
Yeah. His feet are clearly facing forward, but it looks like everything between his waist and his ankles is backwards.
Hey, interns!
They really botched that one up.
More Iron Man.
I got the Marvel Legend version of that guy. I love
this. Scarlet Witch looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
When we were comparing it next to the Marvel Legends, we're like, actually, this one looks a little bit better. So there was more details in it, and wrist statues. So here's that Beast Kingdom at that famous scale that everyone's demanding, 1/9.
Yes.
The 1/9 scale, where it stands. How many inches?
8 inches.
It's like 8 inches tall.
Yeah.
So that it'll fit right in with your Black Series and.
Thank goodness.
That's a weird choice.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I know those Centurions that were coming out. They were originally going to do them in the 7-inch scale, like the old figures, and everybody's like, no, do them in 6-inch scale. So they pushed them to 6-inch scale.
I like that though, because most people are collecting stuff in 6-inch. So.
Yeah. Oh, it makes sense. I get it, but like 1/9, that's a weird choice.
Like, and I've got a couple, 1/6 scale, like Rick does, and you probably maybe have like a few as well, But most stuff is 6-inch, or people are into their 4-inch, for vintage stuff, and then it's like, hey, really nice pieces, 1/6, but what 1/9, like, where do you even put something like that?
Yeah.
You need your own shelf. I guess it's their way of like, if we can get them to just buy one, they're not gonna put it in a detail all by itself. They're gonna buy more from us because we're the only 1/9 game in town. So
it's just such a weird choice.
Bold choice.
And Mondo gonna do a Masters of the Universe teaser. Keldor.
Keldor, that's cool. I like that vial. That's cool.
Yeah.
I see a Hordak there.
Hordak in the background too.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
I have to look away. I've stayed away from, even when they did Merman. I've stayed away.
That Merman actually looks pretty good.
It's tough, man. I've been sitting on. I've sat on eBay before, just looking at Merman, and I'm like, nope. I keep backing out.
He's on pre-order at BBTS. So.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't.
You have to. They're really good.
No, see, that's the thing. I don't.
They're really good.
Here you go, Rick. Do you know how much this guy cost?
No. I saw a picture, but I didn't look into it.
All right.
Well, I like that armor. It's a classic look, but it looks like some of the clear plastic comes off. But does all the clear plastic come off, or is it? I don't understand what they're doing with that.
What's the scale? Is this 1/6 or is this a premium?
Yeah, this is a 1/6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Like I said, the design looks nice. That's one of his classic armors. I like the look of it. You can see there the chest panel is not covered with clear plastic, nor the forearm gauntlets, and his feet are. But but does the rest of it? Like, does the stuff on the abs come off? I've seen the calves and the forearm gauntlets and the chest plate come off, but I haven't seen any pictures that have like the waist and the abdomen armor off.
The thighs haven't been covered either. All right.
Yeah.
Why does it even come off?
See, like, if you look at all those pictures, not a single one shows it completely missing the plastic covering.
Well,
so I don't. Yeah.
He could be yours for $375.
No only.
Ooh.
Put Dalton down for 2.
Yeah, the clear plastic. Dalton will take one. So. And lastly, but not least, but Hot Toys got the Batman 1/6. It's like, it looks nice. And there's the Batmobile. It's not the Batmobile we want, but I need it to be the 89 Batmobile.
Have they not already done one of those?
They have, but they've done a tumbler as well.
Okay.
Or give me as 92 Batman Returns. That way you can detach, and I don't care. I just want the Keaton Batmobile.
I would like it if they gave us one that you could pop the sides off of and get that little.
The 89 one has it. It's got all the stuff for both movies.
Okay.
Just give us that again.
I keep telling Josh to just get it, but I think you're right. I think eventually they're going to come back around and release it.
It makes sense. So big,
dude. It is.
So 2 feet long.
What is it?
It looks fantastic. I just don't know where it would go.
On your coffee table. Yeah.
That and my.
I don't have a coffee table.
I'll tell you how I'm displaying it. I have 2 banquet tables. You know the banquet tables. I don't know the dimensions, how long it is, but think banquet table, and you get what I'm saying. I have 2 of them, and luckily the banquet table has 2 notches for heights. So I have one way up. I have the Ecto one from Blitzway, and then the one under it is the Batmobile. But it takes up a significant. It's just huge.
Look, this is what these things are going for. Over $2,000. This is why I haven't just.
What?
I told you that's how much they were going for. That's why I haven't just all right, this is like a holy grail for me. I'm just going to go out and buy it. They're over $2,000.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And coming from Hong Kong, so you wouldn't even get it for like 3 months at this point.
I mean, I could tell you
from Hong Kong. We don't even know if it's real.
Yeah. I will say my local comic shop a while back when I walked in, they had that nice the animated series Batplane.
Yeah.
And they had it out of the box. They had it up on display, and that one almost got me. I literally almost plunked down the money for that one.
Did you put that up, Josh? You got that one. Did you put it up?
Yeah,
is it on the ceiling?
Yeah, it's hanging from the ceiling above the Batmobile and the Batwing and all that stuff. And that sucker goes for some money now too.
Yeah. They were. I mean, it was. I think it was open box, but they had the box, and it wasn't going for ridiculous prices yet when they had it. And I almost got it.
Yeah, like all the animated stuff now. Dude, it's going for ridiculous prices. Like the box stuff, I guess you could say mostly. So like I have the boxes for all that, you know.
Yeah.
But like any of the expressions packs, the vehicles, any of that stuff, man, it goes for several $100s each.
Shoot.
Yeah, I believe
I'll never get my Batmobile now.
Let's see, what is it? The Batwing.
I think the animated one, they actually specifically called it the Batplane.
Yeah.
I remember that being the thing.
What the hell is this? What's it? Okay, call it DC Collectibles.
I might be able to afford that Hot Wheels one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm missing like 3 things.
Try making Batplane one word.
What?
You gotta go up.
I'm missing the Batcave too. I didn't get that, and I could have.
I missed the Batcave.
And I skipped it.
Oh, I guess they did call it the Batwing. That's my fault. Yeah,
it's not going to be on here. Okay, so like used is going for $450 and $25 shipping. So you're looking at like $500 for the Batwing.
Yeah,
that's
I mean that's just one place, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh. It looks nice though. It looks fantastic in person. I really was tempted.
Josh, what'd you pay for the Batwing?
How much was it when it was brand new?
Yeah, was it like $100? Like
it wasn't it like 125 or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good purchase. I remember skipping.
And remember, I kept on telling you, I'm like, dude, get. And remember, I had it in its package for like over a year.
Yeah, I remember.
There's a vintage 1993. This is the vintage one. I can find the vintage one for $250.
All right, I'm going back to. I do have a. Hunt Wheels Batmobile. I don't know what the scale is.
No.
Oh, I've got one of these Batmobiles, the 89 1/18 scale die-cast Hot Wheel. It goes for 150. That's a first piece that was added in my collection. I wasn't even into collecting. My uncle would just like one Christmas. This was like, I don't know, in like 2010 or something like that, maybe even earlier than that. I was just like, hey, pick this up, and thought you might like it. You like Batman, you watch a lot of movies. Maybe you just put it up there with like a few of your DVDs, and stuff like that, and look cool. And then it started
snowballing after that.
And look what happened. So, all right, we're going almost 2.5 hours, so we can go unless anyone has anything to share. I mean, we can go ahead and sign out.
No, I'm good.
Nope.
All right, Chris, tell people where they can find you, man.
You can find us on Facebook as I run a paintball team called War Dogs Paintball based in the UK. We shoot each other and we have some good funs, and that's basically it. But yeah,
sounds like a blast.
Rick,
it's interesting.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as Shatrdglassjazz.
I'm Ben.
Yeah, I'm kind of using Instagram more often now. So, but anywhere you can find me, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, I'm PI everywhere. So,
and you can find me here as Sportivus, and on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, Sportivus Prime.
And you can find me, G1Xtron, on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook page, the G1Xtron. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Peace.